Hello and
Yo.
welcome back. Hello and welcome back to Tabletop Dub Shot, a live action D&D game with all baristas. I am Renee, your dungeon master, and with me is Bela,
Valentina.
PE,
Bucca.
and Jordan.
Here's.
Last we left off, our group of friends have made it to the coronation day. Bucca has also made it into the castle to begin his theft, while Val and Pierce watch their friend finally be crowned. When everything seemed to be leading into the perfect day, an explosion happened and some men posing as guards started an assassination attempt. Everybody jumped into combat, and these so-called assassins were finally defeated. As Bucca was ready to escape post-fight, Helena, one of the lanterns, attempted to take off the helmet that he was using as a disguise. After her accusation of "who are you," that's where we left off. So going back to where we left off, post-fight, already out of combat, out of initiative order, and Bucca, passing your dexterity check, you were able to weave, no pun intended, you're kind of weave out of the way, but Helena then goes in with an accusation of, "Who are you?" You see, and obviously this is almost immediately post-fight, so some people have barely started to bandage themselves, but all of like the remaining guards that are in this courtyard area kind of like turn to look at the group of you guys, because you guys are all collectively within the same general area.
Yeah. I think I am losing my nerve. If I remember correctly, I had cast heroism on myself. I think it's effectively gone now that I've been accused of being a fraud. I think I'm going to look around at all the people that were at the coronation that maybe didn't happen to get away from the rocks that were falling. I'm going to turn to Helena and say, "Ma'am, I'm so sorry. You're absolutely right. I'm not supposed to be here, but can we attend to the injured first before I share up my story? I see some people over there by the rocks. We just need to make sure everybody's okay first."
You see like this internal conflict of trying to find out who this person is, but like she saw you fighting alongside Pierce as you guys were right in the center of the courtyard. So like she knows that you are helping, but she's in this conflict of like, who are you? But also people are hurt. And she points at the really, really positive guard that was fighting alongside Pierce. And she just says, as this man's still like bleeding profusely,
but smiling.
Yeah, just smiling so big. But you see that she points to him and just says, "Keep an eye on him." And he just like, "You got it." Just like a really big smile as blood all in his mouth. And he's just giving like a really positive thumbs up.
No.
And at this point too, she goes to so Bucca, do you go and start to like attend to some of the people?
I start running over to people who look like they had fallen down or maybe were scratched up or hit by falling.
Yeah, and you see it's a combination of some people that were not killed, but you could tell like they had been like swiped at with some swords, as well as some people that had been injured from like the tower collapsing. So there is a combination of some injury, as some people are on the ground holding onto like wounds and what looks to be like broken or injured limbs. But as you head over there with the positive man, Helena goes over to Pierce and she looks at you and just says, "Are you okay?"
"I'm fine. Yeah."
Did you see what happened?
No, not really. As soon as I checked in with you and went to try to get to the guards that obviously weren't meant to be here, noticed a couple things about those guards, but we can discuss that later. Took them down, and by then everything else kind of started clearing out.
Okay. I know some people have been hurt and some people were killed. Let's separate these assassins from the rest of the group, and then maybe we can investigate who these people are. If you can just start separating some of the bodies.
Question for DM.
Yeah.
Can I, as I'm doing this, can I be sure to take those bracelets? Or was it rings?
They were rings, yeah.
Rings that I had noticed on the guards that had lost control.
Do you want
to take them off?
Okay.
Want to take them off. Separate them still, but also take them off.
Yeah, as you start pulling away some of the civilians to like these assassins, as you start pulling these people away, you're able to grab the rings. Cool. As before you head out, she just says, "I'm gonna go and make sure that the royal family is okay. We've secured them someplace safe, and so we're gonna go check in and make sure that nothing else is going on, and we have to start doing sweeps of the castle to make sure that."
Of course. As
this is happening, Val, roll a perception check for me, because you were kind of off a little bit further to the side, closer to where Gilmore was.
14.
14. You see, because also he probably doesn't look that much different. You finally see Pierce as he's having this conversation with this woman, like blonde hair and like in full plate. And you see that they have a conversation, and then she goes off into one of the hallways into like another part of the castle. And you see Pierce starts pulling bodies.
Let's walk towards him, even though I'm still upset and a little like petty that he still hasn't reached out. But let's go help him and help sort the bodies since I'm already here.
Pierce, as you start pulling one of the bodies and you grab one of the rings, you see somebody pulls another body next to the one that you just laid on the ground, and you look up and you see Val.
I think at first, because my focus, obviously separating the bodies is important, but the rings specifically were something I was trying to like get taken care of, just because I knew that they had something to do with it. So focusing on that, my like first glance, I don't like catch that it's Val, and then after like finishing taking off a ring and putting it into one of my pockets, I like actually realize that it's Val, and Pierce would probably have no idea that Val is upset with me at all. The fact that we haven't talked, because like I haven't necessarily tried to reach out, but like neither has she. So I'm just like, life happens and we were busy and we just didn't reach out to each other, but it's not like a big deal. So after finally realizing that it's her, I'll like kind of take a second and be like, Val, is that you?
You need some help?
Yes, please, absolutely. Thank you.
As this is happening, is Val trying to hide how she's feeling? Or at least like making like a kind of like it's fine. No, it's fine.
Oh no, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay,
Like
go ahead. Roll me like a deception check. And
should I roll insight?
Go ahead and roll insight, yeah.
This is so Val.
16.
So Val to be mad.
I want Pierce to roll so low. I want him to roll so low.
I feel like please roll a 2.
A 1.
Got a 6.
A 6.
With a plus 0.
I also had plus 0.
Okay. What is Val? What is Pierce seeing as you a little too well successfully hide how upset you are?
I think I'm just going through the bodies and taking like trying to be as respectful as possible to the deceased members of these people, but also like just throwing things around, being like, it's fine.
Flinging arms left and right.
Yeah, it's fine. Is this someone important to you?
Yeah. Val is fine. She's just helping out right now. So
yeah.
But yeah, you guys start to do that and start to separate like the assassins and then the civilians and people that have been killed. As that happens, cut over to the other part of the courtyard. At this point, Bucca, you have started, like you've already helped at least get people to their feet and anybody that might have been like knocked unconscious but is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
But they have been brought like up. Mm-hmm. You see at this point too, more guards have started to come to the courtyard, as well as you see different medics and clerics that have started, you could tell, either just like applying bandages and poultices, as well as some of the cleric doing like what some of you guys would know is like low level like healing spells. But
okay. Oh man, I'm just glad these people are okay. Soldier, what's your name?
My name? It's Irva.
Irva. Nice.
What's your name?
Nice to meet you, Irva. Oh, hey, what else you got going on today?
Hey, me? Just this.
Just this?
So who are you?
How long have you been a guard?
Me? A couple years.
A couple years? Man.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah. I know you're avoiding the question, but
you don't know that.
You didn't deny it, but okay.
No, I'm just saying.
You see, and this man, as you're looking at him, just literally so many gashes, blood is already like it's already starts to dry on his face. But this just unnervingly like optimistic human is just, you could tell he's not like stupid, but he's just annoyingly optimistic.
Oh man.
A good day.
Irva, can I be honest with you?
Of course.
I'm a nobody. I just really wanted to see the coronation, and I knew the only way that I could get into this courtyard. Well, you see, I used to be friends with the princess, and well, I guess now she's the queen, but you don't need to know that. We lost touch, but I wanted to be able to be here and see her achieve the things that she had her mindset since childhood. And the only thing I could think of was to sneak in as a guard. And I know that's not right. I know it's not honorable, but I'm honestly glad that I was able to, so that way I could be here to help protect these people.
Me too. Go ahead and roll me a deception check, but go ahead and do it with advantage. Because you are, it's like what you have said is like 3/4 true.
Yeah.
Because it's like at this point too, it's like you're not lying, but you're just blatantly like leaving things out. You know what I mean?
Omission of truth.
Mhm.
Withholding the truth.
Let's go. Okay. That is a 9 total.
Ooh.
Okay. That is
Nice.
a 20.
Ooh.
Where's my number? I can't do math. 24.
24. Yeah. You see that he still kind of has like a smile on his face and just says, "No, like I'm glad you were here. Yeah. I don't know if Master Helena would approve of what you've done, but I mean, you helped us out." And so,
yeah, I just hope that the ends will in some way justify the means.
Listen, I'm just a guard here, but if it counts for anything, you have my full support. So
thanks, Irva. So what are you doing after work?
And you see he starts going off on as you guys kind of continue that conversation. But at this point, I think we will start to like kind of like wrap up. Helena comes back out. Has Bucca taken off his helmet at this point?
No.
Helena comes back. Val and Pierce, you guys have kind of already separated the bodies. Pierce, you've been able to grab like those rings. And so, and you see that each person that seems to be part of like this assassination attempt, whether it's like the magic user or some of like the soldiers, they all have the same ring.
Mm-hmm. Was it one magic user?
Right? One that you saw.
Right. So I have 4 rings then.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
4 rings total.
Cool.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Keep better at that than insight. Nice. 18.
It's the same black cobalt ring. Very simple. Where the one thing that kind of differentiates it from just like a plain band, you notice etched into like the thicker part of the ring, it looks like a cauldron, or like a brazier. It's kind of hard to tell just with like the physical size of the ring, but it looks like I mean, with an 18, that's a good roll. It looks like a brazier.
Anything on the inside of the ring or only on the outside?
You look inside and you don't see anything. The only like thing that you notice is like that part of it, but beyond that, the rest of the ring itself looks pretty simple. Cool. Yeah, and so it's like a brazier, and then you could tell there's like a fire like in it.
I mean, I at this point, I think I've put them all in my pocket. That's the most secure pocket on my person.
My pocket
I don't know what that would be necessarily, but Helen coming back out. She come out alone?
Yes.
Okay. Does she seem focused on something specific? I know she was, before going inside, trying to talk to the unknown soldier, but
yeah, honestly, no role necessary. You could just tell she's stressed out about everything that's going on. Security and protection of like the crown is basically her responsibility, and the entire royal family was almost killed in those explosions. Right. And so you could just tell, like, I don't know if it's one specific thing, but you can just tell she's coming in with a lot of intention in her step. Mm-hmm. But she goes up to you and just says, "Okay, soldier, anything I need to know?"
Yeah, so what I had mentioned before, something I noticed on the soldiers initially that started slashing at civilians were these like black cobalt rings that they were each wearing. Soldier that fought alongside me didn't have one on, and then I did find one also on the magic user.
So it seems that they're part of some group. Okay, and then she like holds out her hand for the ring.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give all of them to her.
Okay, cool. Yeah, she grabs them and she starts to look at them. Okay, I don't know, a brazier. I don't know. I'll confer with the rest of the lanterns and see if anybody knows anything. This is out of my wheelhouse at this point. But okay, we are gonna have more security and more guards walking around, and so you should be fine. And then Val, she like looks over at you at this point and just says, "And you would be..."
"Oh, I'm Valentina. Nice to meet you. Old friend of Pierce's. Old friend."
Miss Kondo. Yes. Sorry, I didn't recognize you. You obviously your family has residence here, And so you will probably just be escorted by a guard just to and from.
Yes. Before I am escorted, could I actually have one of those rings? Just my family knows in the business, and see if I could find anything out for you guys.
And you see she kind of like pauses and thinks about it for a little bit. And she just says, your parents are very well versed in a lot of precious stones and things like that. I think for now, just for the sake of safety, we will hold on to them for right now, but we can revisit this maybe tomorrow.
All right.
I have not forgotten. And she like turns and looks. Irva, who is this man?
I'm playing concentration with Irva.
You see Irva's like playing along and just she says, he's like, no clue, but he hasn't gone anywhere. So that's a good sign, right?
Yeah.
And then she like
color.
Blue.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here. I'm so sorry. And I take a knee in front of her and I pull out my I take my sheath off. So my sword is still sheathed, but I hold it in front of myself.
I'm going to allow you to remove your helmet and introduce yourself on your own terms, or we will do it for you.
Ma'am, I am terrified that I won't be making it home for dinner. So please excuse me if my hands seem to be shaky. And I put my rapier down and I grip the helmet with one hand and I slide it off my head, and my ears do that thing whenever animals are wearing helmets, and it goes and pops up. And I shake as if I have a mane, but I don't, and none of my fur moves because it's so matted down and borderline disgusting. Yeah. But I place the helmet at my feet, but I don't look up.
Who are you?
Ma'am, my name is Bucca Sulukan, and I am just a humble bartender who wanted to see a princess become a queen.
As this is happening, Val and Pierce, you hear Bucca introduce himself and this is the first time you've seen him in probably about 5 years. Also, Bucca is about 3 feet taller than the last
twice
time.
the height he used to be. I think I'd like to point out, I think for this time that Helena was talking to Bucca and getting him to take his helmet off, I was trying to talk to Val, and she just kept brushing me off. But my insight was so low.
He just wants the record to show that he tried to talk back.
I still don't know that she's upset.
For the record, okay? Just throwing that out there.
Somebody have your receipts, please.
I'm like asking her questions and like everything's super short, but like my answers are super short. I'm a man of few words, so I don't really think much of it. And then that's when I'm like in the middle of asking another question and she's giving me another short answer and we hear Bucca say his name.
I think the first thing that I say that's kind of happy to Pierce is, I think Bucca's taller than you now. He looks like he got a lot taller.
I think after hearing the name, I looked straight past Bucca. Like
behind this guy?
Where?
As you introduce yourself, you see that Helena like continues. You snuck in, just for the coronation.
Well, you see, and I turn to Irva to and give him kitty cat eyes and go, you see, as I was telling Irva earlier, I used to be childhood friends with Weaver, Queen Weaver, sorry, back when she was just a princess and my family lived near the keep. And then, life happens and we go our separate ways. And I used to remember stories of Weaver telling about when she would be queen and the glorious day that it would be. And I wanted to make sure that I was here to see it.
Okay. You see that Helena's like trying to process. Okay, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving pieces. Like at this point, okay, I think she rubs her forehead. You're not under arrest. You've assisted with the safety of the crown, and for that, you will not be punished. But a crime has still been committed, and there's a lot of factors happening right now. And
yes, ma'am.
You are making the claim that you are friends or childhood friends with Weaver.
Yes, ma'am. I used to be friends with Weaver.
Raise your hand.
How far away are we from? Because I feel like she had to walk to Bucca. I'm just curious of whether or not we can hear everything that Helen is saying.
At this point, because she called out to Irva, Bucca came over. So
okay,
so Bucca is closer to you guys. So
I feel like at some point during this in confusion of the fact that Bucca is now twice as tall as he used to be, in
Taller than you.
questioning life because I think he might be taller than me. I would have said his name to him to get his attention at least once.
I think I would have whispered, "Hey, you want to help him from your boss?"
So I don't know about like necessarily timing, but at some point I would have been like, Bucca, is that you?
Buga's ear twitches and I hesitantly look up towards where the voice is coming from, and I see childhood Pierce, but with a little bit of facial hair. I'm like, if Buka could blush, you would see it, because he is so embarrassed to be here in this soldier's uniform on his knee apologizing for a crime in front of Pierce, because Pierce was always the rule follower and he always got us out of trouble somehow. And so I don't quite meet his eye. Well, I meet his eye and then I quickly look away and I'm like, when'd you get back?
Pierce, do you know this man?
I do, Helena. We, as me and Val, we were all pretty close friends during the time of our childhood. And
with the queen.
I mean, with the queen. Val left for school, or I left for military. Val left for school, which now I know, and we actually didn't know what happened to Bucca after we left.
If someone wrote, we would have known.
I think as I'm saying this to Helena and explaining how we all know each other, I'm gonna get close enough so I can like touch his shoulder and then reach my arm out for like a warrior's handshake.
I think the first thing Bucca does is like just reaction, like almost flinch away, but then realize that he's just going out for a handshake, and he embraces Pierce's arm.
I think for Pierce in this moment, obviously he doesn't always pick up on the emotional social cues, as we all know with Val, but he still very much cares about his friends and his time in the military and upbringing with his dad. The camaraderie of like military and fighting together is just really important to him, and he just did that with Bucca, which he probably never thought would happen.
Okay, you see that Helena sighs and just says, okay, I honestly have a lot to attend to after everything that's happened today. I have to make sure that there are no other possible assassins hidden here. We need to start seeing to the continued infrastructure of everything that's about to collapse, as like another like rock just like falls from the tower. We need to find out what happened and how these people got in and who these people are. First thing is we need to figure out what this symbol on the ring is, because clearly they're part of some group or some organization. Looks over at Bucca. I'm not fully done with questions, but honestly, your arrival is a little suspicious, but you've been helpful. Your friends are vouching for you, and I trust Pierce. We need to revisit this conversation. And looks over at Pierce at this point. If you can keep an eye on him, we can push this conversation till tomorrow.
Ma'am, if I can make a suggestion.
Speak.
Would you mind if Pierce accompanied me back to my humble abode while I will doff this armor and change into my normal clothes, and I can return it to him?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
No one is leaving the castle today.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna stay. I will wear that. I will wear this for all of today. Yes.
You can. You should probably change into your normal.
I don't have any other.
We will find you just some clothes.
Bucca, it's okay. You can borrow some. It's fine.
Are we the same size? As I look at Val.
Look down at Val.
No.
And you see Pierce look down at himself and go, whisper, kind of not meant for anybody to hear, I think we might be the same size. Still just confused.
I looks at everybody. We're gonna meet back up tomorrow. Need to figure out how you got in. You have an interview tomorrow. If we don't have answers, I may seek you or your family's assistance with figuring out what this ring is.
I did have one more question about the rings. The 3 soldiers that had them on, do you recognize them? Are they your guards?
I don't even know how that slipped my mind. And she goes and removes helmets. These aren't my men.
Okay. I just was curious whether or not the rings were magical in nature and were like controlling them, or if it was something that the people of this group just wear.
No. I mean, these aren't my men. And she looks over at Irva. No clue who these people are. So cheerful. No, so
Love Irma.
it seems that they've made it in somehow. So again, there's a lot to attend to right now. All of this will be visited tomorrow, but no one can leave tonight. If anyone leaves tonight, it's going to be seen as treason, and you will be treated as such.
Understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. She turns heels and walks away, and then Irva just waves and follows behind her. And at this point, too, you guys see like other guards, but at this point, they're all kind of attending to like different parts of either stabilize the tower a little bit, or as they're help people like walk to like the infirmary and things like that. But you guys are, even amongst the sea of people walking around, you guys are kind of left alone in the courtyard.
I think Bucca stands pretty hesitantly, not very confident, like dusts off his legs and his knee that he was just down on, and kind of just looks up at Val and Pierce and kind of gives so where you guys been?
Well, I joined the military, and I was gone for quite a bit of about a time. I mean, I came back very briefly for my father's funeral, but I mean, I didn't really have much time here, and it wasn't really like a homecoming experience. So that's where I've been, and I just got back from my technically end of my contract about a week ago.
I hear that you kind of brushed over your dad's funeral, and I just kind of paused for a moment. He passed?
He did. It was like 2 or 3 years ago now. So I've now had time, but obviously officially coming home and being able to actually spend time with my mom, I guess maybe some of it's setting in a little bit more than I ever was able to.
I remember him teaching us how to fence in your yard.
Looks like you kept up some of those skills.
Well, it's the only sword play I was ever taught, so I just keep poking people with sharp things, and it tends to work out.
There you go.
Yeah. I turn awkwardly to Val. I'll be like, "Hey, girl.
Hey.
What's up?"
I got sent away to school, the one that my parents met at, and I enjoyed a lot more than being here with them. But this is the first time I came back.
I'm sorry that it wasn't enjoyable while you were here.
I mean, I had more freedom there.
Bucca is visibly sad that she didn't have fun when they were kids.
No, I had fun when we were kids, but as you get older, you know the responsibilities, and then they expect you to just be prim and proper, and that's not how I ever was.
Yeah, you're right.
Where did you go?
Yeah, so how long are you guys back for?
Bucca.
Yes?
You can tell Pierce was about to just answer his question.
Pierce, shut up.
I imagine that Val has hit Pierce so many times on the arm by now.
Or like elbowed him in the rib cage.
Just backhanded. Pierce left, and then Val, you left, and then Mom and I left, and well, we left the keep. We didn't really leave. We didn't really leave, but
why did you leave the keep? What happened?
Oh, mom retired, and if you're not working in the keep, you're not living in the keep, So
they kicked you guys out?
Well, it was like room and board, Like mom got paid by letting us stay there. Like that was our house, and I don't pretend to know the affairs of the rich. But I do know that we were able to stay with my uncle, and I've been practicing reading and writing and swordplay, and I am now a bartender.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I wish I had a beer right now. And I look around to see if any of the kegs from the celebration that was supposed to happen right after is nearby.
Where you guys are, there's honestly like not food or kegs, but this is something that probably Val and Pierce would know, was that post coronation is going to move over to the Grand Hall. So, I mean, stuff was set up technically. So,
I mean, we're technically not supposed to leave, but I think I know a place.
Hey, let's go. I start skipping towards the Great Hall.
Cool. Yes, you guys go.
Yeah, I just I'm following wherever they go.
I think I skip with Bucca. I'm not mad at him.
Yeah, where the hall is, it's on the second tier. So you guys move down to the second tier of the castle, and you're walking past like large number of guards at this point. They're traveling pairs like 3 or 4 at this point. It seems like anybody that was in different parts of the city or different parts of the keep seem to have been brought up closer to just kind of provide some level of protection. But people are looking at you guys as you guys are walking past, but no one is making any movement to stop you guys. And you guys finally make your way to the hall. This is massive. It probably, like, the actual ceiling probably stands at 30 feet or so. Like, it stands pretty tall. Like, it's even though it's in the second part, it is like off to the side towards like more like a corner of like the castle, and it extends for like probably more than 100 feet. It's definitely meant for like huge events and like big banquets. But as you go, food is literally lined up everywhere on the table, as well as kegs of different kinds of drink are honestly everywhere at this point. But it's empty at this point when you guys walk into the hall.
Oh, nice. All to ourselves. And I saunter over to the first stack of kegs and just tap one open. I pour one, I drink one, I pour one, I drink half, and then I fill it back up and I hand it over. I hand it over to Pierce. And I say,
Oh yeah, please. And I already have food.
Where did you find? When did you get food?
I grab a bowl off the table and fill the bowl with beer, and I start lapping it up.
I was following them, I was following you guys, so the plates were it's like buffet style, I think. So
you think you just
on my way, I
just grabbed something. Man. So I'm gonna get another mug. I'll grab another mug, and then another mug. So I'll have 3 mugs, and then I'll grab a 4th mug, and I'll bring it over to a table for Val. I pull up a plate or 2, start putting food on it, while also putting food in my mouth. I'm like, okay, so what the heck happened out there?
I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, not really why we were here. Obviously, not something that we were expecting.
Yeah, that was a good surprise.
A good surprise?
Yeah, it was like, it got me, I was surprised. I got.
I think we all got.
Where is everybody else? I'm surprised there's not more people in here.
Do you guys think that after 5 years of radio silence, do you think like that you guys would be kind of like catching up where you left off kind of energy, or is it you've been good? Like, where do you guys think you would be in this?
I think it would be really awkward and being like, hey.
Bucca has been trained to talk to strangers for the past couple of years, and he feels like he is in a similar situation where he's like, these are strangers that I know a little bit more about, and I need to keep talking so they don't ask me to get naked and take off this guard uniform.
Pierce is going to be in the middle of eating something. I'm not really sure what he's eating at this point. He just continues to eat. He like takes a pause and is just kind of looks at both Val and Bucca out of a little bit of confusion. He's like, I was a little surprised back from you guys, but like, I know that life is like busy, and I left for the military and I wasn't sure what you guys were doing after I left. So not getting a response, I didn't really think too much about. I was busy, and I figured it was just kind of life catching up.
Did you even write? I was like, oh. I think I look at Bucca and I'm like, do you know what he's talking about?
I look at Val, I was like, Val, I just learned how to read 2 years ago. I can't.
What do you mean? We learned how to read back in the like in primary school.
You thought I just memorized the words. I didn't know what they were.
What?
But I'm not fazed by it, Bucca is like, yep, here are the two friends that left, and life happened, and here we are.
I think Val would have written to the keep to try to get to Bucca, but Bucca would have already been gone by then, so the letters just got lost.
Yeah, I think.
But also,
wow.
He didn't know how to read, so it doesn't matter.
I was like, wow, you guys are out here trying to send letters to each other, huh? Is there something going on that I should know about?
No, there were no letters.
No, after initial training, wasn't really able to, but once I was officially like at my first like duty station, I wrote to Val, but I sent it to your house because that's just where I knew to send it. Bucca, I sent yours with Weaver's because I wasn't sure how to get it to you specifically, but I didn't hear back from Weaver either. So
you didn't hear from her. I didn't hear back from her.
Did you guys not get? I guess I don't know how long after I left did you leave the keep and then Bucca?
I wasn't expecting to leave. I didn't get to warn Bucca, so
Yeah,
I
guess you guys never got my letters then? About do you know? I mean, would your parents have it?
It's probably very far gone by now.
Do you think Weaver has my letters?
You wrote letters? You wrote back then?
No. Like the letters that you guys wrote for me.
Because I wrote one too. I mean, I didn't get a response from Bucca,
this was
from
like years
Weaver,
ago.
so I don't know if she even got mine.
I imagine the royals, the crown, people sort through their mail, so it probably gotten sorted out. I don't know.
So what you're saying is we need to break into her room and find our letters.
I don't think so.
I slammed the table. That's it. We're going to her room, and I start marching out of the hall.
I don't think we're gonna be able to get there.
It's this way. Come on.
Bucca, no, stop. You're already on thin ice.
It's summertime. And I just keep walking. I'm swinging my arms really wide.
Can I try to stop him? I guess not like aggressively, but like
grab his tail.
You can go and like grab his shoulder or something like that.
How dare you touch my tail?
Did he take the armor off?
You have to buy me dinner first.
Okay, I want to grab it from like horse collar style, back of the chest or back of the chest.
Ow!
Opposed athletics.
Oh no.
I hope he just keeps walking and tries to keep walking but doesn't move anywhere.
Come on.
All right, what'd you get?
21.
I was so close. I got a 10.
Yeah, you're able to go and then Bucca, as you're walking, you just feel the tension and you just stopped in place from walking.
Mm-hmm. And I pause and then I walk myself backwards so that way I'm still standing straight up instead of about to fall down.
Then I walk back towards the table. Well, still holding.
Did he let go of my collar?
No.
Hey, let's sit.
With a 20 plus roll, he's just dragging your ass back.
Let's just all sit.
It looks like he's trying to walk forward, but
just pick him up.
I'm moonwalking.
I'll
sit him back down and take one of the half spilt beers and put it in front of him.
I stare at him with disdain as I lap up beer from inside the mug. We got to get out of here before they realize that we ate their food, you know?
What else are we gonna do? Starve?
I mean, we could go find our letters.
We can't. No, we're not going into Weaver's room. We don't even know where she is and if she still even likes us.
Bucca is so sad.
I didn't mean it like that, Bucca. I meant like...
What time is it now?
Probably around like 1 in the afternoon.
So we're afternoon drinking.
All I know
You don't do that?
No.
All I know is afternoon drinking. And I know two things. I know afternoon drinking and I know how to drink after the afternoon.
Did you say this out loud?
And yes.
Okay.
We've already done both of those. So we got to find something else to do, or I might just take a nap.
Yeah, Bucca hasn't slept.
Oh
no,
I forgot. I'm gonna look at Bucca and be like, Bucca, serious question. Do you ever drink before the afternoon?
Oh my god.
Oh, it's always either the afternoon or after the afternoon.
No, before the afternoon though.
It's never before the afternoon because before the afternoon is just after the afternoon of the day before.
Can Val be just like putting her head down on the table and lightly like tapping her head harder and harder? Like
I think Val also doesn't have any food, and I'm like, Val, are you hungry? Do you want?
No, I want to leave, but we can't leave.
We can't. Which also brings the question: where are we?
Well, you guys were just told you can't leave the castle.
That's what I'm saying. We gotta go find our letters. Or
what does that entail exactly? Can I get home?
You live in the castle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Wait,
think I live in the
really?
castle.
Yeah,
Oh.
you guys are living the
Technically.
second tier of the castle.
So
Yeah.
really, the only one that can't go home is Bucca.
Yeah.
Well, I can leave and go to someone else's home other than Bucca's.
Yeah, we can go to mine. I'd like to find my mom, anyways.
You haven't found your mom
Well,
yet?
she got out amongst the like fighting, but
Val, where's your
after
mom?
that.
I don't care. They're fine.
I'd like to. I mean, I'd like to go home and change, anyways. But I'd also check to whether or not she's there.
Do you guys all head to Pierce's mom's house?
Yeah.
Yes, but I bring 4 mugs full of beer.
Yeah, I think I also noticed that he brings 4 mugs full of beer. So I'm like, do you want me to carry the food? And you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you also get 2 more mugs and then just plop them right?
Oh, yeah.
Put them right. I just need a little help with this one and just put it right there.
And I sit them on top.
Perfect. Clink, 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 clink.
You guys make your way, door unlocked as always. And as you go in, you see that your mom she's like pacing, and as soon as the door opens, Pierce, you're okay. You're okay. Okay. You made it out safe. What happened? I know you stayed behind, but and then she looks back and just says, she looks like starts to recognize Valentina, looks up, Bucca. What
Auntie.
what are you all doing here?
It's a reunion.
She goes and just gives you a big hug.
Can I also hug them too?
Yeah, no, no, she goes because you guys are like walking in like right behind Pierce. She goes, and obviously different heights, but she has like both arms like wrapped around your guys' like head as she like squeezing. And so at this point, like Bucca has to duck down a little bit, but she gives you guys a hug and like squeezes for it. And like the hug lasts for like a minute, which is she's just such a good mom. And so hugs you both, and then goes over to Pierce and hugs you and squeezes you and just says, was everyone okay?
I mean,
I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, I think and done. We definitely, it's taken care of, and as of right now, everybody is safe. There are injuries and such, but
okay.
Helena's doing what she needs to do, and we were just told to stay close.
Okay, please, everyone, sit down. Get comfortable, please. And you see she goes and heads over to the kitchen, and she starts getting like a pot of coffee ready for everybody, and starts bringing little like a bowl of fruit. Just kind of sets it while you guys are sitting at this kind of like a very like just a nice small home. You guys are in the living room area, but as she finally brings like the cups of coffee and looks at like the food and like the beer that you guys have brought in, and just says, a little fiber, and she like hands it, looks at everybody, sees how skinny Bucca is, and just says, just go ahead, it's fine, and just hands you the bowl of fruit.
You think? And I use my claw and I go shrink.
Yeah, and it's like an assortment of fruit. It's so good, so fresh.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Haven't seen you all. You have all grown so much. I am so sad that I haven't seen you guys, but you all seem like you're doing well. You were all here for the coronation. You're all safe. Oh, the coronation. How's Weaver?
I mean, she's alive and safe now, but we haven't seen her. So we don't exactly know where she is. Okay,
as long as she's safe, that's what matters. The 4 of you guys all brought together and separated again, but I'm so happy that just everyone's safe. Do you guys even know what happened? Like as soon as fighting happened, I was just kind of swept away with the crowd, and I got out of there, to be honest.
A lot of unanswered questions as of right now.
There was this guy I shot an arrow at. He got very mad at me, and then I almost died. But that's okay. I healed.
Okay,
fine.
That's good.
Yeah.
I stabbed the guy in the throat, and I eat another piece of fruit.
Okay. Yeah, there is a washroom. Please wash yourselves off. I want to just make sure. Okay, I don't know what I'm saying. What are you all gonna do? Do you know what the next? I mean, you caught whoever did this, right?
Well, we caught 3 people posed as guards.
And then we killed the guy who is controlling them.
Or the guy that was trying to make the actual castle, the tower, collapse. But yeah, he's gone. So
something tells me that there's more people out there.
Yeah. I think, what would have been really cool is if we were able to ask them, like any one of them, any kinds of questions, but we were just having so much fun fighting them that we forgot.
You were fun?
Yeah. Yeah. And I pull out my rapier sheath and I just wave the sheath around and it like makes whistling sounds.
She's like, oh, Bucca, please put it down. Put it down.
Oh, okay. And I use my rapier to stab a piece of fruit and I eat it.
Nope, it's the entire
No weapons
pineapple.
in the living room, please.
Oh, sorry.
You have to go to the kitchen for that, Bucca.
Oh, you're right.
We have an outdoor patio. You can do it in the outdoor patio area. Okay. Well, is there anything that I can do for you guys? How can I make you guys more comfortable?
Do I still have some like older clothes here that I left behind?
Yes. Your room is as you left it. So
Bucca, if you want to go change.
Do you have any? Well, I have like some of my regular, like they're pretty bloodied and stuff underneath here, but do you have like a bag that I can keep this stuff in so I can take it home?
Yeah, I'm sure we got something.
Okay.
Pierce, you lead him to the room and then you just show him where the closet is. You kind of
in the shower. I also show him where the shower is.
Bucca looks at the shower and just nods. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
Pierce, as you leave the room, Bucca, you are able to change and everything. Obviously, not the armor and stuff, but everything that you have with you underneath the armor, you are able to throw in the bag.
Perfect. I wrap it up nicely and I bring the bag with me back downstairs. So that way I can leave it by the door so I don't forget it. And then I bring the armor and I give it to Pierce. Or at least I put it on like the living room table for Pierce. And I put on Pierce's old clothes. Shoulders are way too big. The arms are also. I have the nastiest V shirt. It's like almost belly button. It feels like because my torso is my torso is actually kind of short. I got really really long legs, but my shoulders are way too small for the shirt. My arms are way too small for the shirt. But the pants are just an inch or two too short. So they won't reach all the way to the
capris.
I'm like, oh, this is, as I'm walking out the room, I'm like, Pierce, is this the new style? Showing off your ankles?
You have to have like a belt like on its last hole just to, like,
it's wrapped around my waist twice.
Yeah, at this point, like you're not even using the holes. You're just like you've tied a belt, fully just ruining the belt. But
I slide. Well, maybe it's not fully ruined because I like slide my rapier in between the belt and my pants.
Love it.
To hold it up.
For my lovely Val and Pierce, I'll go ahead and roll perception checks for me.
Not again.
Not again.
16.
12.
Honestly, I think that's very fitting. Val, I don't know. I mean, if you would say something, then of course, but I think you just clock that the sheath for his rapier, it's made of wood, but it's like almost looks like a flute. You can notice like these like holes there, but the wood looks very familiar. It's kind of like scratches like something in your brain. You're like I know I've seen that before.
Like that. Bucca, can I see that?
Oh yeah, this, and I take off my sword and my pants fall down. And
not that.
He's winning the pooing. He's winning. Yeah. He's Winnie the Poohing it.
No, my tail. I think my tail keeps my pants up, but I give her my rapier. I was like, careful, it's sharp.
Did you make this?
Oh yeah. Do you remember what this is from?
Kind of. Looks familiar. Is it what I think it is?
Hopefully. I can't really read minds.
Is this from Daniel?
And Bucca's face just gets so big. You remember Daniel?
How could I forget Daniel? That was one of my favorite days, even though we got in so much trouble, but I think it was worth it.
It was a good day.
Really this is
the branch that Daniel gave us.
Pierce, you have zero clue what they're talking about.
Yeah,
Why do you look confused?
Because I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Do you know?
I look at Val and I look at Pierce and I look back at Val. I'm like, dude, do you not remember Daniel?
I mean, I guess if I was there for meeting Daniel, then no, I don't.
You were there the whole time.
Do you even know what Daniel is?
No.
Bucca, is this early onset dementia?
I think he has the head injury.
What head injury?
You know, the head injury that they give people in the military.
Oh my god. They're brainwashing.
They're brainwashing.
Should we hit him in the head again to reverse it?
Oh, you have to hit him? I thought they
You
just
see Pierce like actually fully lean back in his chair because he's like, "What are you guys talking about?"
When we
I thought
were
they just
exploring one day, because that guy
really
fainted in the church.
really washed his head really bad, and that's how you brainwash somebody. That's why I don't take showers.
Oh. Is that how you know how to read now?
That too, because every time I took a shower, or every time I took a bath, I just forgot how to read and how to write. Haven't showered for 3 years. I'm at a 5th grade level. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's good.
Could be worse.
Question I get out of character for the DM. How much of that did I remember? Do I remember the person fainting?
You
Do I remember
remember
exploring it all?
Yeah, so you remember that you guys were at the church. You remember the priest or like the cleric fainting, and then you remember that you guys had left the city, and then that you just gotten really like in a lot of trouble for you. But that's like the extent of it. Like as far as like
So we just
details, like when you
nothing
start to
really
like think about
happened.
it, yes, I
Yeah.
start to think about it. Is like you remember this hazy. And it's not even like hazy. It's just like it cuts. Your memory cuts from like boom.
Got it.
So it's like oh, like I don't really remember. It's like your memory just cuts from that happening. We're gonna leave the city. We got back and we were in trouble. That's kind of like yours. Just cuts.
Bucca, he doesn't believe us.
I mean, it's not that I don't. You guys seem like this all really happened to you guys, and that I was there, but I genuinely don't.
Do we have to prove it to you?
I mean, if you can prove it to me somehow, like
Let's go back then.
I don't know where go back is, but
We can figure it out. We found out, or we went there when we were younger. How hard can it be to retrace our steps? I mean, we can't
If I
go
recall,
now.
It's just that way.
It's definitely the other way, but that's okay.
Let's just leave.
We can't leave.
We can't do that.
Well,
When
we got to go. We have to make him believe in Daniel.
Yeah, but after all of this settles.
Yeah, and there was other reasons why I was back, so I can't just, aside from what happened today, I still got to stick around at least for a little bit till everything is settled and we figure out what's going on.
What else do you have to do?
I was invited to meet with the Lanterns, which includes Helena, which you guys met, to potentially interview and potentially take the role that my father held as a Lantern before.
So is she your boss, or would you guys be like partners or
associates?
Yeah, more like associates, because there's multiple it's not just her, so it would be all the Lanterns as a collective.
So she's not your boss now?
Not technically, not officially.
So we don't have to listen to her.
She is still
okay.
Very much
we
in
don't
charge
have
of like
to
the
listen to her. Right.
As citizens of this country, we do.
Yeah.
I was deported.
You were not deported.
I'm drunk and sleepy, so I don't know what that has to do with me at all.
I'm gonna go shower and change.
I look at Val knowingly, saying, "See, the brainwashing. It's still happening."
Or the dementia. Maybe it's both.
He showered already this morning, I can tell. He's showering twice in one day.
How could he?
Perfectly unused shower. The towel that had been laid out is still laid out, you know?
The clean clothes I gave him are immediately no longer clean.
You're able to shower and all the blood and dust from the combat. You're able to like wash that off. You come back out with fresh clothes. And at this point, your mom again is attending to everybody, trying to be like a good hostess, and then checking in with you guys. And then at some point, you see that she is. I'm gonna go check in on some people. And this obviously has like Pierce has already come out. Do you guys need anything before? I won't be gone long, but and to make sure some people are safe because they were also at the coronation.
I think Bucca has fallen asleep, crisscross applesauce, sitting on the couch. This.
I look at Val and I'm like, is he asleep?
Yeah. A little cat nap, you know?
Yeah, that was good. So she looks over and she's like, okay, well, I won't be gone long. I'll be back in about an hour or so. So if you need anything, by all means, full kitchen. It looks over at Bucca, but I'll be back soon. So, and then she heads
Bye,
on.
Mom.
At this point, it's already later in the day. Is there anything you guys would like to do on this day before the next morning?
Like, I'd like to attempt to talk to Val again.
Yeah. I mean, you guys can do that as literally Bucca's asleep at this point.
Val, how was? I mean, I know that you liked it more than living with your parents, but how was school?
Honestly, it was good. I sharpened my bow and arrow skills, made a little family up there. Yeah.
We're using the same rules as before. Literally, your deception versus his insight still the same.
I think I'm still like really low, not like totally low, but like kind of low HP still. So I'm still like beat up right now. And I'm like, yeah. How was the military? Where did it take you?
I mean, it was good. I did enjoy my time. Went all over a few countries, as you can probably imagine, that most people don't venture into. Neither did I. But I thought the military was going to be what I was going to do, at least for as long as my dad did. But the letter that I got from the Lanterns was very much unexpected. Weaver was taking on being the queen. They wanted to have all the Lantern spots filled for her taking on her new role. But so whether or not I'm back in the military or not is on a pause, because I wanted to come and see what this opportunity might bring.
I think it's a really good opportunity for you regardless. The fact that it's happening while Weaver's becoming queen, I think she probably had something to do with it. It seems a little too convenient, but regardless, you're very deserving of the role.
Thank you. Yeah, I haven't gotten to talk to Weaver, see Weaver. Helena didn't really give me, when I did meet with her, it was a little bit of a broad answer as far as why I was chosen, but I'm hoping to get more information.
I mean, I don't think you have to. Come on, even Bucca would know. Like we were friends with the queen now, so obviously she would pick someone that she can trust. They're not gonna like say, "Hey, it's like favoritism," you know? You can't just like say that.
True. My interview was supposed to be tomorrow, so
Are you sure?
I mean, it was supposed to be. I'm sure now that may not be the case. Do you know? I mean, you're done with school? You don't have to go back?
We're deciding. I'm trying to go back as soon as possible, but that doesn't seem like the case with everything going on right now.
Got it. Seems like I mean, I'd ask Bucca the same question, but obviously he's not really much into this conversation.
You notice how he just avoids answering any personal questions?
I feel like I should roll on whether or not I actually notice that he avoids questions.
Go ahead and roll me another insight check.
No, what do you mean? He's totally fine.
Love it. Nothing makes me happier. Tell me the number.
I got a 5.
Perfect. Zero clue what she's talking about.
He seems fine.
What do you mean? What is wrong with you? I feel like you always just miss any emotional thing that ever happens. You know, I was so mad at you earlier because first you haven't said hi since I've been in town, and you've been in town. I thought you didn't write letters, and you were ignoring my letters. So, what type of friend is that?
I didn't know you didn't get my letter. I thought you got my letter and then you didn't write back.
Regardless,
I don't know where your letters ended up.
We need to work on your emotional availability.
And potentially addressing letters.
I'll give you my new address at the school.
Yeah, there's a good chance that that'll actually get to you, because maybe it was your parents that didn't get it to you.
Obviously.
I don't know if I'd say it was obvious. I just thought it was a good thought.
As that's happening, by the window, your mom has left like the windows open just because, I mean, the day is nice. As you guys are having this conversation, I'm assuming you guys are having it like in the living room as Bucca's like just passed out.
Yeah.
Like on one of the other seats next to you guys. At the center of like the living room where like the bowl of fruit is, some like the food and drinks that you guys had brought in, as well as some of the stuff that your mom had brought. A tiny little, it looks like a paper crane, but it's like flying. It's like flapping its wings. And then you see this paper bird go into your house, and then it flaps its wings and then lands on the table and just sits there, standing perfectly. It's like this little beautiful paper crane. For the two that are awake, go ahead and roll me history checks. Val, what'd you get?
A 12.
A 12 for Pierce.
9.
9. I'll say even with a 9 and a 12, this one was such a super low DC. Your best friend Weaver used to communicate notes like this.
Oh,
So yeah,
Nice.
there's a little paper crane.
Cute.
It's like folded up. It's just sitting there.
Well, are you gonna open it?
well, I guess it is my house.
It got sent to you.
It's illegal to get people's mail, Pierce.
It's a felony,
Rule-
Pierce. It's a felony.
A felony. Mr. Rule Follower.
I'll lean sitting in a chair comfortably and sit the beer down and grab the crane and then lean back in to wrap it.
Yeah, you unfold the paper, and again, it's literally just like a small sheet of paper. Like the crane itself probably stands only like 3 inches tall, if that. But you unfold it, and it says, "Sorry that we weren't able to meet before. Hope you're all doing okay. Let's speak tonight, Weaver."
All of us, or just Pierce?
Letter doesn't say. Bucca, you're kind of like woken up.
What is that? And I point to the letter.
It was a letter from Weaver. She wants to meet tonight.
With just you or us?
Well, I mean,
Probably just Pierce, right? Like we don't have to go.
I mean, it was addressed here. We
yeah,
should
she doesn't
go.
know you're
though.
here, but I don't feel like you guys don't need to come.
She knows we're here.
She knows I'm here. She doesn't know
Oh.
Bucca's here.
Yeah, I mean, why
RSVP'd.
would she know? Yeah, why would she know that I'm here? Maybe it's just for you two. Like I mean,
You're
I
still
can
coming
keep,
with us. We have to watch you.
well, I will just keep.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of
Limbos,
where we would meet her. I guess just
Does it not say in the letter?
no. Just says wants to meet tonight.
Can I roll a history check for where we used to meet as children?
No rule necessary. You guys used to meet in the front courtyard by the fountain.
I'm
We went
terrified of the
swimming.
fountain.
You were in the fountain.
I can't. Oh, I can swim. I can swim now, but I couldn't swim before.
PTSD.
It's gonna be like ankle deep.
Barely.
If that.
So my pants won't even get wet.
Yeah. I mean, Pierce's pants would get wet, but not yours.
Pierce, we got to get you these new style of pants. And I shake my legs so my ankles flap in the wind.
Yeah. I mean, when again, it doesn't say when. So I guess we maybe just go. Probably
After
just go
dark.
nap. Yeah. Well, it's pretty late now, right?
It's like afternoon time right now.
Oh, okay. Just like late afternoon.
Yeah,
Because you've been drinking all day.
The day is such a haze. I'll say, obviously, at some point, like time has transpired. Like you've been able to shower, just you've been able to shower, but it's probably like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
I look at Val and I don't. Obviously, my clothes aren't going to fit you, but you're more than welcome to go through my mom's clothes and see if something might fit you if you want to change out of your clothes that you're
I
wearing.
would love that so much, and I don't think she would mind.
No,
I don't
and like,
think so
you're
either.
literally like are on the same height as Pierce's mom too. So
Love mom. Perfect.
cool. You're able to go and you shower as well, and like she has her own kind of like wash area as well. So you're able to go into that room, and then you just raid her closet. What kind of clothes do you think Val would finally be able to wear?
Honestly, I think she loves Pierce's mom so much that she would just wear like a night. No, I don't know. Something motherly, matronly. Be funny.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally just like simple dresses.
Let's wear that. A simple dress, no corset. Very nice, very flowy.
Love it. Very cool. A little time goes by. You guys are waiting. Your mom comes back, sees Val wearing the dress, and she's like, "It looks so good." Anytime you need to raid the closet, by all means, just let me know, and you can borrow whatever you need to borrow.
Thanks, Mom. That warms my heart so much.
Of course.
I've missed you.
Of course. I'm glad some of you guys were able to shower. Not that you needed to. Looking over at Bucca, whatever makes you comfortable, but it looks like you're in some fresh clothes, so that's always good as well.
Bucca's tail is very noticeably going side to side a little bit faster. Not quite wagging, but like curling and
like a snake.
Yeah. Also for context, a hole has been made in the back of one of Pierce's pants. That is no longer Pierce's pants. But at this point, the sun sets, and I mean, you guys had already eaten, but it's been a few hours. So then Pierce, your mom, kind of just sets like a small, just like very simple like broth with like freshly made bread, and you guys eat that. And at this point, it's like not super late, but it's probably like 8 like at night at this point. So already nighttime, and you guys are able to head out if you would like.
Yeah, I think we should head head to the fountain and see if Weaver's there.
As you guys open the door and start to head out, you guys notice another little like origami, but instead of a crane this time, it's like a little dog. And then it does like the most, like, it's weird because it is like a paper made thing, but there is like a small little, and then it just like turns around and starts walking down the hallway.
Learn some new tricks.
Yeah. And you guys are able to follow it to go reach the fountain, to go finally speak to your friend Queen Weaver, whom you haven't seen in nearly 5 years. And with that, we're going to end tonight's session.
Woof.
I can't wait to add the audio for that one.